If you think winter in Japan is just cold weather and frozen streets, you're about to be surprised. When snow falls here, temples glow under white roofs, mountain towns steam with hot springs, and entire cities transform into festivals of light. Are you ready to feel winter magic? Welcome back to Stories of Japan. In today's video, we explore the top 9 things to do in winter Japan. We'll look beyond tourist checklists and dive into what makes this season so special. From skiing in Hokkaido's world-famous powder to discovering festivals that exist only for a few days each year. By the end of this video, you'll know how to plan smarter, spend less, and avoid the common mistakes first-time visitors often make in winter. Number 1. Ski and snowboard in Hokkaido. Powder you can feel. The first time you step onto Hokkaido snow, you instantly understand why international athletes call it powder heaven. This isn't just any snow. It's light, dry, and falls in consistent sheets throughout the winter, thanks to cold Siberian winds crossing the Sea of Japan. Western media often mention Niseko, but the real magic lies in how the landscape, culture, and infrastructure all work together. In resorts like Furano and Rusutsu, ski trails weave through forests of birch and pine, and from above, the white mountains stretch endlessly, an image that stays in your memory long after you've left. It is the kind of environment that makes even beginners feel brave enough to try their first run. Hokkaido is designed around the experience of winter. The ski villages aren't just bases, they are communities that exist because of snow. Cafes open before sunrise for early riders, and restaurants serve steaming bowls of miso ramen to warm your body after hours on the slopes. Access is straightforward. Direct flights arrive daily at New Chitos Airport, and from there, trains and resort buses connect you to Niseko, Rusutsu, or the quieter regional towns. Lift passes tend to be cheaper than European or American resorts of similar quality, and equipment rentals are modern, well-maintained, and widely available. If you plan properly, you can ski for days without worrying about logistics. But here's the crucial tip. Book early. Winter demand in Hokkaido has grown sharply in recent years, especially between late December and early February. Hotels sell out weeks, sometimes months in advance, and transportation options become limited during peak snowfalls. Planning ahead not only saves money, but protects the feeling of freedom you want from a winter trip. When everything is in place, there's nothing left to think about, just the sensation of floating on snow, the kind you only find here. Number 2. Onsen in the snow, the art of slowing down. Japan's winter is not only about motion, it is also about stillness. After the adrenaline of ski slopes or long travel days, sinking into an outdoor onsen becomes a moment where time slows. The air is sharp and cold, but the water is warm enough to relax every muscle. The experience is almost paradoxical. Your body sinks deeper into heat, while snow gathers quietly on the rocks around you. This contrast is what makes Japan's onsen culture unforgettable, and no place embodies it better than regions like Kusatsu, Hakone, or the thousands of springs in Beppu. These towns are not created for tourists. They have grown around water that has flowed from volcanic depths for centuries. In Kusatsu, the springs are rich in sulfur. Locals believe the mineral properties help ease fatigue, improve circulation, and soothe winter-worn skin. The town is centered around the Yubatake, a steaming hot water field where mineral deposits form naturally. Every evening, the steam drifts through wooden walkways, and you can feel the quiet power of the place. Hakone is different. It overlooks the mountains surrounding the Fuji area, and on clear winter afternoons, you can sit in an outdoor bath and watch the peak stretch above clouds. Beppu, meanwhile, is famous for its density. No other region in Japan has so many springs so close together, some gentle and smooth, others strong and almost metallic. The key to enjoying onsen is not rushing into the water, but preparing for it. Before entering a bath, wash yourself thoroughly at the shower stations. This isn't a rule built to inconvenience travelers, it is a sign of respect for the shared experience. Inside the water, speak softly. Many travelers assume the silence is awkward, but it is intentional. In Japan, public bathing is a space to return to the self, to inhale winter air and let the body rest. If you have tattoos, ask in advance. Some ryokan offer private baths, while others provide special access hours. When you choose carefully, the onsen becomes more than a hot bath. It becomes a memory of winter that settles deep in your bones. Number 3. Snow monkeys in Nagano, wildlife that lives like us. There is a moment in winter Japan that feels almost unreal. A thin column of steam rising from a pool, snowflakes drifting through the pine forest, and a cluster of monkeys soaking in hot water as if they were visitors in a spa. This is Jigokudani Snow Monkey Park in Nagano, one of the few places on Earth where wild animals choose to bathe naturally in geothermal springs. The Japanese macaques learned generations ago that warm pools help them survive harsh winters, and today their behavior has become part of the region's identity. What surprises travelers most is not their intelligence, but their calmness. The monkeys lounge, groom each other, and watch the snowfall with an expression that mirrors our own need for comfort. The journey to the monkeys is not a staged zoo visit. It requires a small winter pilgrimage. From the entrance to the park, the trail winds quietly through forest, about 30 to 40 minutes on foot, depending on conditions. Snow accumulates on the path, so the world becomes muted. Footsteps crunch, and branches hang low with white weight. And when you finally reach the clearing, the sight feels earned. Dozens of macaques gather around the pool, steam drifting from their fur, their eyes half closed in satisfaction. Photographers often stand still for long periods, waiting for the perfect composition, because every frame looks as though it belongs in a wildlife documentary. During January and February, when snow is at its deepest, the experience is at its peak. The cold intensifies the warmth of the steam, and the monkeys spend more time in the water, sometimes huddling together like families. In that moment, it becomes clear why people travel across continents to witness this scene. It is winter Japan at its gentlest and most human. Number 4. Winter illuminations, when cities compete with the stars. Across Japan, winter darkness does not signal the end of the day. It becomes the canvas for one of the country's most stunning displays of creativity. Illuminations are not just decorative lights. They are projects that combine engineering, design, and cultural storytelling, transforming everyday streets into glowing corridors of color. In Tokyo, the Blue Cave in Shibuya stretches like a surreal river of cobalt light, its trees wrapped in tens of thousands of LEDs that reflect against the pavement. People walk slowly, speaking softly, because even locals who have seen it year after year still pause when the lights switch on. The experience is more than visual beauty. It is the quiet realization that winter in Japan is not a season to escape, but a season to celebrate. Kobe's luminary is different in tone, a memorial born from tragedy. After the 1995 earthquake, Italian artists collaborated with the city to build an enormous archway of light, honoring those lost and symbolizing resilience. The structures, crafted from hand-painted panels and arranged into cathedral-like corridors, carry a feeling of reverence. When you stand beneath them, the world around you fades, and you hear only footsteps on stone. Each winter, millions walk that path, and even those who know nothing of the earthquake can feel the emotion embedded in the design. The atmosphere is neither festival nor performance. It is a collective moment of memory, and visitors instinctively treat it with respect. Osaka, by contrast, brings light to movement. Along Midosuji Avenue, one of the city's main arteries, tall rows of trees illuminate in waves of gold and amber, echoing the rhythm of traffic flowing beside them. The lights stretch for kilometers, and the effect is cinematic. Instead of stopping to admire individual installations, you experience illumination as motion. Headlights, pedestrians, reflections on glass buildings, all merged with winter light. These illuminations are not souvenirs. They cannot be taken home. Their value exists in the evenings you choose to witness them when cold air touches your face and the streets look as if they were invented for winter. Number 5. Winter food. Warmth you don't just taste, you carry with you. Japanese winter food does not simply fill the stomach, it restores the body. After long days outdoors, the warmth of a dish becomes a language of comfort, and every region speaks it differently. In northern prefectures, restaurants serve snow crab during peak season, its meat delicate and slightly sweet. It is not a luxury reserved for fine dining. Markets and small eateries sell grilled legs or steamed whole crab, allowing travelers to experience the season without formality. The freshness is unmistakable. Crab harvested in the morning arrives on tables that same evening, and its flavor carries the cold sea with it. Beyond seafood, winter is the season of hot pot, a style of eating that invites closeness. Shabu shabu is light and rhythmic, each thin slice of beef swirled through broth for only a few seconds, cooked just enough to remain tender. Sukiyaki is deeper and more indulgent, meat simmered with soy sauce, sugar, and mirin until it becomes almost caramelized, then dipped in raw egg to soften the texture. Sharing these dishes around a table allows conversations to stretch naturally. You reach with your chopsticks, talk about the day's journey, and discover that in Japan, warmth is something exchanged between people as much as between ingredients. Street food tells another side of winter. In the alleyways of Osaka, vendors prepare oden, tofu, daikon radish, konjac, and fish cakes slowly simmered in broth until flavors sink deep into the core of each piece. The scent rises, simple and comforting, and locals stand outside holding bowls between their hands. Convenience stores also transform during the cold months. It may sound unexpected, but 7-Eleven and Family Mart become refugees for travelers, selling oden, hot drinks, and rice bowls that are not quick fixes, but thoughtful meals prepared for a season when the body needs fuel. You do not eat these foods for novelty. You eat them because winter invites you to slow down, to absorb heat, and to understand how Japanese cuisine responds to the weather. Number 6. Winter festivals, snow sculptures, and candlelit memories. If illuminations celebrate the beauty of winter nights, then Japan's winter festivals celebrate imagination in its purest form. Among them, the Sapporo Snow Festival stands in a category of its own. It began in the 1950s with a small group of local students carving sculptures in Odori Park. Today, it draws visitors from around the world, filling the city with energy every February. The scale is astonishing. Artists build structures as tall as multi-story buildings, some modeled after famous landmarks, others inspired by anime or pop culture. When you stand before one of these sculptures, you feel the quiet intensity that must have gone into its creation. The surface looks soft and fragile under the lights, yet every curve has been shaped with precision. These works are not decorative. They are temporary monuments to creativity and winter itself. Nearby, in the smaller coastal town of Otaru, winter expresses itself differently. The Otaru Snow Light Path Festival transforms the historic canal into a ribbon of reflections. Hundreds of hand-lit candles float on the water or sit inside snow domes along the walkway. The lights flicker in the wind, and the warehouses, built when Otaru was a major port, take on the glow of another era. Unlike Sapporo, this festival is not about size or spectacle. It is about intimacy. People walk quietly beside one another, speaking in soft voices as if they are passing through someone's memory. For many travelers, it becomes the winter moment they remember years later, not because it is loud or grand, but because it feels deeply human. Number 7. Shirakawa-go, a village built to survive the weight of winter. There are places in Japan where winter is not an inconvenience, but a force that shaped every decision for centuries. Shirakawa-go is one of them. Hidden in the mountains of Gifu Prefecture, it looks almost unreal. A valley filled with steep-roofed houses, each designed to endure heavy snowfall that can reach several meters in peak months. These structures, known as gassho zukuri, take their name from the gesture of praying hands. The roofs rise sharply, allowing snow to slide off instead of crushing the buildings. Unlike many preserved villages around the world, Shirakawa-go still lives. The families who maintain these homes are not caretakers of a museum. They are descendants of farmers and silk producers whose lives depended on the architecture. Walking through Shirakawa-go in winter feels like entering a story written in white ink. Snow rests on every roof like thick blankets, and smoke rises from chimneys into the mountain air. As you cross bridges and step deeper into the village, you start to understand why it is protected as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The beauty here is not decorative, it is functional. Every angle, every beam of wood, every window was created to survive the cold. That is why the village has remained for so long. It is not frozen in time, it adapted to time. For many visitors, the moment that stays in their memory comes when the sun begins to set. The light changes gradually, revealing details you did not notice before. Frost along the edges of rooftops, the texture of old wooden walls, the glow of windows as families prepare their evening meals. During special nights in winter, the village hosts illumination events that cast a soft light over the snow. Unlike festivals with large crowds or commercial designs, these evenings feel intimate, almost private. No matter how many travelers stand beside you, the silence remains. Shirakawa-go is not a destination you simply visit. It is one you witness, one that shows how human life can be shaped by winter and still remain warm. Number 8. Scenic winter train journeys. Watching Japan change through a window. Winter in Japan does not just exist at the destination, it exists between destinations. And there is no better way to feel it than by rail. The country's train network is not simply a means of transportation. It is a living system that carries people, stories, and landscapes. When snow covers the countryside, train windows become moving frames, and every minute reveals a new scene. On the Tatami line between Fukushima and Niigata, the world outside is almost monochrome. The bridges cross frozen rivers, mountains stand still under heavy snow, and villages appear briefly before disappearing behind another bend. The train itself moves slowly, deliberately, as if it understands that travelers need time to absorb what they see. Unlike winter roads, which can be icy and unpredictable, the railway keeps its promise of dependability. Even in storms, trains arrive with a punctuality that surprises visitors. This reliability shapes the rhythm of travel. Instead of worrying about driving or weather, you sit in warmth and let the landscape unfold. On some regional lines, conductors announce points of interest, and locals look up from their seats to admire scenery they have seen countless times. It is a reminder that winter beauty is not exclusive to travelers. It is shared by everyone who lives in these mountains, valleys, and coastal towns. Even the Shinkansen, known globally for its speed, becomes poetic in winter. Watching a bullet train cut through snowfall is like seeing a line of silver carve a path through silence. In Japan, winter does not slow the rail system, it reveals it. The trains are not just vehicles, they are companions on a journey through the season. Number 9. Cultural winter experiences. Tea, temples, and the warmth of hospitality. When the air is cold and the landscape turns silent, Japanese culture becomes more visible. In Kyoto, where the rhythm of old Japan is still intact, tea masters perform the Chado ceremony with a sense of winter restraint. The room is quiet, the movements deliberate. Guests sit attentively, not to analyze, but to listen. It is a reminder that winter is not simply cold. It is a time of balance. Temples are different in winter as well. At places like Kiyomizu-dera, or the smaller countryside temples often overlooked by tourists, stillness replaces spectacle. For many travelers, the most intimate cultural encounter comes not in public spaces, but in the ryokan. These traditional inns are more than places to sleep. They are environments designed to restore the traveler after harsh weather. The futon prepared at night is soft and warm. layered to hold heat during long winter evenings. Meals are seasonal, crafted not to impress, but to nourish. Slices of sashimi caught nearby, simmered vegetables from mountain farms, steaming miso soup that wakes the body after the cold. These experiences are not created for tourism. They are part of the Japanese rhythm of winter. Winter strengthens the spaces where people connect, not through noise, but through respect, patience, and small acts of comfort. If winter in Japan has begun to feel real to you after this video, not as an idea, but as a series of textures, places, and experiences, then I hope these stories guide your plans. Travel here is not about rushing from one destination to the next. It is about taking the time to stand in the cold, watch the snow fall, and let yourself be surprised by the warmth that appears in unexpected ways. If you found this video helpful, subscribe to Stories of Japan. Leave a comment about which experience you would try first, and share this with someone who dreams of visiting Japan in winter. I'll see you in the next episode.